Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in place and time. Unfortunately, I'm unable to switch on my camera. Miss Nushi Tahir is with us. She's joining us from Kerala, Trivandrum International School, what is the place name, Nushi?
It's in Trivandrum in India, Kerala. Am I audible? Asnaha, am I audible?
All right, so she's joining us from India.
Asnaha, I'm not sure if it's the problem with my end. Your voice is
Research
breaking.
with inquiry based learning. So, here she's going to talk about how we can incorporate research skills in an inquiry based classroom, no matter if you're joining us from a non IB background. So, she's going to talk about approaches to learning, which is all about learning how to learn. So no worries if you think that this is so PYP topic. So it is not. It is applicable for all the educators around the globe, and she has actually created a very interactive and informative PPT. I can't wait to learn from Nushi. So over to you, Nushi. Please introduce yourself, and it's good to go. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Asnaha. Thank you so much for the introduction. As Asnaha said, I'm here just to share a few of my knowledge, a few of the things I have been doing in my classroom. And I'm going to make it as interactive as possible because be it PYP, be it MYP, be it anywhere in the curriculum, whichever curriculum you follow, if you don't have an interactive classroom, there is no fun in going to class, right? So I hope you're ready to go and you are here with me. So I first had the slide with welcome in many different languages. I hope you can find your native language here. There is namaskar, something like namaskar, which goes with our Indian way of introduction. So I hope you could find yours there. All right. Going ahead. Okay, so let's introduce ourselves, okay, in a fun and special way. Let's not go directly into the topic. So, first, I want you to count the alphabets of your name. For example, if your name is Tom, that's TOM, that's 3 alphabets. And think of a food item you like, and could you type it in the chat box just for us to get to know each other? For example, if my name is Nushi, they are 7. So it obviously be Nushi likes noodles. So if there is anyone in the audience, if the chat is open for you, come on. Snaha? Hello, Snaha? May I know if I'm audible? Hello, may I know if I'm audible? Not sure if I'm... Asnaha, may I know if I'm audible? Okay. All right, I'll carry forward hoping I am audible. Can I get a thumbs up or something from somebody just to know if I'm audible or not? All right, fine. So let's go into my presentation. Let's have a good start. All right. I come from a PYP background. So basically, I'll just go through the other elements of PYP before I go into the research skills and how I want to talk about it. So basically, there are 5 elements of PYP: the attitude, skills, action, knowledge, and concept. And here I'll be talking more about skills, which slowly has transferred into ATLs, or approaches to teaching and learning. All right. Basically, these are just 5 skills that enable students.
Hi, Newshi. May I interrupt?
Yes,
Can you hear me?
yes,
Can yes. Can you hear me, Newshi?
yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Am I audible?
You are audible. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you're loud and clear. So I just want to reiterate that there are 4 elements now as per enhanced PYP. Attitudes has been subsumed with the learner profile. So if you're working
Exactly.
on enhanced PYP, so please do not get confused.
No,
Attitude were like, yeah, yeah. So now it is subsumed with the learner
I
profile.
agree. I
And you
agree.
will
I agree.
explain you.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah, this was
please go
because
ahead.
I totally agree, as Naha. I put skills here because this was happened in the start of PYP, but slowly
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
attitudes
So go ahead,
has
go ahead.
gone into.
Not an issue. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Okay. All right. So we go with the 5. As she said, there were changes that happened, but still we remain with the 5 skills: the thinking, the communication, self management, research, and what is the one? I think I left off social. Yes, the social skills. So going ahead, I'll just talk about what are the other 4 skills. Just briefly, I'll just pass through it and then we'll come back. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for letting me know that I was audible, because I had a feeling I was not audible. So thank you, everyone. All right. So we start with the communication skills. This is one of the, you can call it one of the basic things which a child, one of the first skills a child imbibes. All right. Also, the child learns. It basically deals with, how do I speak? Am I listening properly? Can I read? Can I write down what I can read? And how do I present? At the same time, it goes with non-verbal communication. This means something. This means something. All right. And there are non-verbal skills that are global. So this will aid in a child slowly, slowly, slowly turning out to be a global citizen. That's what we want, right? We want the child to have an overall development. After communication skills is the social skills. Social skills deals with, you know, accepting responsibility, cooperating with others. I can be in a group. I can be a team leader as well as a team player, and I can adopt a variety of roles. All right. So this is the second skill, or this, now we call it approaches to teaching and learning. And from there, we come to self-management skills, understanding this my space around me. All right. Understanding how to organize things, how to prioritize things, healthy habits, personal safety. Oh, which do I choose among the two? All right. All this comes under your self management skills. And then you have your thinking skills, which basically encourages the child to, I can think, I have my views on this topic. Are my views correct? And how can I express it? All right. It goes with all the thought processes, encouraging the child to think and think and think, so that he's able to express himself or herself better, right? And then we have research skills. It deals with formulating questions, observing, planning, collecting, recording, organizing, interpreting, and the most important thing is presenting your research findings. We are going to go into detail into this, but before that, I have the chat. I want the chat box to answer. I want everyone in the chat box, at least few in the chat box, to answer this question. Which skill do you think it will be the easiest to nurture in a PYP classroom? Of all the 5 skills, which do you think can be easily nurtured? Good evening, everyone. Thank you for wishing me. Which do you think of the 5 skills? Let's have some answers. I think the chat is reaching me pretty late. So I'll just wait for some time. I'll wait for a minute. Yeah, and that was my second question. And which do you think would be most difficult to nurture, or most difficult skill do you think? Oh, I had problems, fostering or these skills in class, or encouraging them, molding them in class. Asnaha, I can't see any answers, so shall I go forward? Oh, social skills leading to all. Okay, I'm getting answers right now. All right. I got one answer from Janaki, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Responsibility. All right. Mm-hmm. Communication skills. Exactly. They all talk and talk and talk. Right. I agree. Communication is easy. I don't know if it goes with the easiest or the difficult. Questioning skills. Uh-huh. To ask questions. All right. Again, since there's a time lag, I don't know if you're referring to if it's the easiest skill to nurture or if it's the most difficult one to nurture. I'm a little confused. Thank you, Sahana. All right. Thank you, Sahana. Thank you for please joining the discussion. But unfortunately, there is a time lag. So I am a little getting all the responses a little late. So let me go ahead. All right. And let me talk about research skills. When I was introduced to PYP, or when I was introduced to teaching and learning as a facilitator, and I came to know that I had to foster research skills. The image of a researcher was, an old man. Okay, he was sitting somewhere high on a cellar with dark, and there's all cobwebs, and he's surrounded with books, and he's got a big white beard. This is what I had as an image of a researcher. I couldn't think of somebody else as, the person who would come, who would be a good researcher. Then I again rubbed my whiteboard. I rubbed it, and I thought maybe it might be a scientist doing experiments. So I researched on the topic research, and I somehow found this by Neil Armstrong, the most, one of the most interesting quotes or interesting definitions I know about research. Okay, research is creating new knowledge. Okay, new knowledge does not mean you're discovering or you're inventing something. You're just finding out. So basically, okay, here I'm getting the answers. Slowly in the chat box, I can see answers to my previous question. All right. I really wish I could have had that when that discussion was going on. All right. But thank you so much. There's Anuradha who says questioning to get the right answer will be difficult, but general questioning will be easy as they are curious. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Anuradha. All right, social skills. Mr. Shams from Zoha says social skills. He's worried about social skills. Yes, especially during the pandemic, social skills is something we have to worry about because our children are locked inside the rooms, right? You can't even say house because everybody's taken a corner of the room because they want their laptop and they want the silence and they want the space. So in my language, my mom calls us kilikuda, which just means, a bird's cage. All right, so each house has been, compartmentalized into smaller bird cages because everybody's taken a location where they can have their laptop and be with them. So yes, social skills in this present scenario with the pandemic and with schools, not all schools opening, we are still on the in India, we are still in the offline online scenario, we are still in front of our computers. So yes, I do agree with you that social skills is something difficult, is a challenge these days. All right. Hi, Minilofa. Hello from Bangladesh. Hello. Okay. So coming back to my topic, I was talking about research. So as I was researching on research so that I could make my students better researchers, I understood research is asking these prominent questions, whatever the topic is, asking where did that happen, what was it or what caused it, why did it happen, why did the volcano burst, and how did it, and when did the tadpole become the frog, and who was responsible, and which is the better way. So basically, I'm sorry, I'll take a sip of water. Excuse me. All right, so basically I understood that forget all those big definitions of research. These were what research skill is: finding the right answers, finding the right questions. As I saw somebody write it in the chat box that they ask questions but asking the right question. Yes, right, finding the right question to reach the right answer. And you know what, that is when I came to know that, it's very easy for children to find the right answer because they just have to ask this one person, Mr. Google, who has all the answers. You give a topic for research and they'll have the answers in 2 seconds. It's fastest fingers first. They have all the W's and all the H's, and they'll have more information for you. But then, are they researching? No, they aren't. They are just being copy machines. There is no research happening when you ask Mr. Google. You don't have to even ask him the question. He will know the question itself. So you are stopped at the very beginning. At the very first step, he stops you. He doesn't let you go forward. Right? So how can we beat him? How can we? He's pretty strong and he's got a lot of followers, okay? And how can we overtake Mr. Google? How can we make our good children good in research? I have a few tips. I hope it will be useful for you. The first and foremost is create an interest in the topic. All right? Make your child feel interested. Feel curious. I want to know more. Then how do I do that? There's a trick. Don't disclose the topic to her. Let the child find out the topic. Don't tell her, today we're going to learn about the solar system. Okay? Don't tell her, okay, let's go to the desert. Let her find out what the topic is. Thank you, Sneha. All right. And David. Okay. So don't disclose the topic. Create an interest. And if you create that interest within the first 5 or 10 minutes of your class, you will have the child with you at your fingertips for the rest till the class ends. Okay. So after this curiosity in the topic is created, I will show you ways in which you can find out the topic or make the interest live. One I did is to scrambled words. Okay, this is from my worksheet, okay, this which I did 2 weeks ago. Okay, so I just told them, these are names of civilizations. Let's find out which civilization it is. And they all have their thinking caps on and they're scrambling and they're finding it out. Okay, that's another thing. You cannot develop a skill in vacuum. To develop a research skill, you might have to touch upon thinking, self management, social, and communication. No skill can be developed in vacuum. It is all a culmination. It's all like, petals of a flower. Okay. So, this is one way you can develop an interest in the civilization. Here, children have also learned their proper nouns. They've learned that Rome, R of Rome will be in capital. I of Indus will be in I and V of Indus Valley civilization will be in capitals. You don't see slowly you are teaching another concept also. So try to imbibe as many topics or as many points in one particular lesson. So the child learns it without knowing it. You don't have to write the topic on the board. Today I'm going to teach you this, 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 this. Don't do it. Let the child learn it by itself. After that, there's another way. Riddles. Children love riddles. Start your topic with riddles. Ask them to find this answer out. Okay? And then ask them, do you want to know more about it? They simply love riddles. All right? I'm the driest of them all. Have little rainfall, and above all, plants need to adapt to hot and cold for survival. What am I? We might have taken a moment to think, right? I was talking of the desert. In this question, in this riddle itself, yes, feel ownership of the topic and take the learning forward. Exactly. All right. When they are interested, they take the ownership. For example, in this question, deserts, hot, cold? Are they cold deserts? Because I always thought deserts were hot and dry. All right. So here you have channelized your child into going into researching into inquiring into cold deserts also. This is, giving them hands-on experiences, giving them jigsaw puzzles so they solve with their hands, they move around, they think, and they work in a group to find out more. All right. This is all introduction to the topic. You can use these strategies in for your going further. Sorry for using IBPYP terms. You can use it for the rest of the lessons also. Thank you, Rushana. I didn't get your name, but thank you so much. Thank you so much for feeling interested. Please stay. There's more to come. All right. And I have this quote by Robert Einstein. Play is the highest form of research. Would you believe it? Einstein just told us this. He should have been a PYP teacher. All right. So after reading this quote from Einstein, which really inspired me, I was wondering, how could I bring play in research? How could I do that? It gave me a lot of thoughts. I really thought about it. And I came upon this activity which I call the Scavenger Hunt activity. All right. So I wrote a lot of questions on the board when the children were not there. Okay. I wrote a lot of questions. There were some 10 to 12 questions on the board. And I told them the answers are hidden in the classroom. So the answers were written in small little chits and I had laminated them. Okay. That's because I'm lazy. I laminate them so that I can use it next year also. Okay. All right. So you can do that also. Okay. So I had laminated these answers and I've kept it hidden in different corners of the room. So they love hide and seek. They all like to be Sherlock Holmes. They all like to find out. So they were playing. There was a lot of chaos in the classroom. Books were flying, bags were going, boxes were out. But yes, they found out all the 12 answers. But then came a surprise. When they found out the chit, they were delighted because with the answer, came another question. And for those questions, they had to use the library books. So this is one way I got them. I saved them from Mr. Google, because they all, for 20 minutes or something, they were running around, they were searching. So they were a little exhausted also. So they were ready to sit down and read that time after having a glass of water, because they've used all their physical energy. And you know how energetic our children are, our PYP children. Oh God, they're so energetic, right? So after that, they've all sat down and they have used books from the class library. That is another thing. If you want to take children away from Mr. Google, have resources ready with you. Be it library books, be it your Play-Doh, be it your manipulatives, have it ready there with you in the classroom where children can easily access them. Okay. And after that, so this is all with formulating question and collecting data. First-hand observations. There is nothing to beat it. There is nothing to beat it. Here is my little boy. I've given him, I was teaching him life cycle, okay? So I gave him, not only him, the entire class, a big bottle of water with some guppies. And I told him, they are your children. You have to take care of him. And look at him. He actually took the guppy out of the class just to find out the sunlight. Where is the exact sunlight? Okay, and if sunlight would help the little guppies grow. First-hand observation, there is nothing to beat it. The entire life cycle of a fish or of any water animal, he has learned it. He has seen it, he has observed it, he has helped it grow. And I tell you, when once the children had, they had babies and the children actually saw it. So they were so excited and they came and told me, ma'am, I become a grandfather now. Okay. You told me to be a father. Now I become grandfather. Okay. Another first-hand observation is a trip to the supermarket. Her mom wouldn't like her sitting on the floor, but she is doing that. She is looking at the ingredients of her favorite biscuit. All right. She's writing the ingredients down. She doesn't know what she is doing. She's actually finding out food which is healthy and unhealthy. Along with that, she has another task. Write down the expiry date and the manufacturing date. So I slowly took a little bit of math into it also. She's doing all her calculations there. All right. And she's happily doing it. So first-hand observations really help promote learning, promote research. Okay. As somebody was saying, make the child the owner of the learning. That's the best example, the best quote you can have for this session. Make the child the owner of the learning, and it will happen. Okay, where do we go from here? We have developed curiosity. We have gathered information. We have observed. We didn't gather. We have observed information. Where do we go there? I would like to talk about this strategy. I call it DTP, design, thinking, and process. All right. Again, do it in a very simple way. I'll show you. Okay. Before that, because this process or this strategy follows one philosophy, that innovation is never an event. It's a process. Okay. It is not the end product, but the entire process, the entire journey that is actually important. Okay. It's not important. It doesn't matter if your design fails, but you have designed, you worked for it. That is it. So here I've given the children a task to draw a wallet for your friend, an ideal wallet. So let them draw. They don't know. Children love to draw, don't they? With the ones with little ones at home, I'm sure your walls will be full of paintings, right? So here they have a task. Your friend, right? Draw of your friend the perfect wallet. Okay, so they all are drawing, they're all drawing. Let them draw, let them color. Okay, they don't know what I have in mind. Okay, they don't know my lesson objective. They don't know when I have to meet my PYPC, I have to tell them these objectives have been met. All right. And the next step, I give them a problem, a thinking skill. Thank you. Okay, I give them a problem. I tell them, your friend Janice, she loves to swim, and the wallet contains very important things, and it should not get wet. Okay, and Janice can't keep it anyway. What should Janice do? I'm hoping the child will come up with waterproof. Make your wallet waterproof. The child will come up. All right. It might not happen in that class. It might happen in the next class or 2 classes later, but the child will come up. Let the child experiment. Let the child make a wallet of paper and put it into water and see. Oh, it does not work. Let's try again. The next problem, the next thinking question. Peter has a wallet with a lot of coins and cards. He needs to access coins very quickly. What do you do? As adults, we know I want him to learn about the magnetic properties, don't we? Right? The third question. Maria is in show business and has lots to carry. How our carrying a wallet interferes with her stage performance? You know how we are, right? All the drama queens and all, we like to throw our hands and, our legs and turn around and turn around. So how can she store her wallet, right? There is no storage space. No, she doesn't trust anybody. Okay, I'm happy, Hayat, you like it. All right. Okay, so how can we help Maria? They will come up. Oh, my class came up with adhesive tapes. She can have wear adhesive tapes. They'll come up with hooks. They'll come up with many ideas. This is where creativity has blooms. Okay, so this is a small a visual skill I used for representation. They could draw all this, they could draw their findings, and yes, the findings, the first trial will not be successful. That's why I have kept 5 boxes. There's always room for more. There's always room till the child hits the correct process. Okay, his okay, so this will DTP. So the process will include collecting data. Okay, the water did not work, the cloth made of cotton did not work, the wallet made of silk did not work, that wallet made of plastic work. So collecting data, organizing and presenting, everything will come into your process. Okay, the child is finding solutions, thinking of ideas, looking for potential matches. Oh, this worked. Is there another idea? Is there another way? And suppose the peer is also doing the same problem. Let's look into his work. Has he done better than us? Okay, so DTP is one of the ways you can take your child away from the cruel clutches of Google. And that was the aim of this session. A little more. I hope you are with me. I think so. I'm going ahead of Asnaha. I'm going ahead.
Yes, I'm very much clear, Nyushi. The thing is that network is too bad at my end. So I'm just trying to, to be with you, and I'm just going out again and again. So I'm here with you. Don't worry, I'm just keeping mum, but I'm here.
All right. Okay. Thank you so
Please
much.
carry on.
Thank you so much. As you said, the network is bad, so I'm getting comments also. There's a lot of time lag. I'm getting the suggestions and comments a little behind my presentation. So yeah, but let's make the best use of it. So what are the children doing? As I told you earlier, that as you can't develop a particular skill in vacuum, it is always better to use the transdisciplinary element. Okay, do not restrict. If you have a research element, Okay, if you have one thing for research and you think, don't restrict it to your UOI lesson, or don't restrict it to your science lesson, broaden your horizons. For example, you are teaching the connection between sound and distance. Let the music teacher do it. There's no one to beat them. All right. And maybe after they have gone to the music class and they come back, maybe we can discuss what happened there. Oh, we heard the piano better when we were near Sir. And when Sir asked us to go to the next room, we couldn't hear them so well. Why do you think that happened? So look into the transdisciplinary element. So this is a small art class. This is something I did with my very good friend, my art sir. Sir had asked children to create houses. Okay, any house you want. So they did it in the my water break. Sorry, excuse me. So they did it in their classrooms. Okay, in the art class they made different houses, whatever they want, and this happened on an online scenario. Okay, so this is what they did in their houses and not in the classrooms. Okay, not in the classroom. And then they came back to my UOI lesson and they showed me all this. So then the question came, what if it rains? What will we do with the water? Which house do you think will have more breeze? Which house will keep you more warm? Ask them all these questions. Let them feel. Have a small fan, and let them put their finger inside, and let's see where the breeze, in which house the breeze will happen. Have them pour a little bit of water on a sloping roof and on a flat roof and see what would happen when it rains. Slowly you can link your houses with the terrain. Slowly they will come up and tell you. They have found it. They've asked questions. They found answers. It is their observation which is leading to their understanding. Okay? Interviewing. Always encourage your children to ask questions, but politely. As we said, communication is a very, very, very important question. Important skill. Ask them to ask, please, I would like to know this. Do you have another option? So before you send your children out for an interview, look through the questions. Okay? And have them do a role play in front of you before you let them loose. Okay? Encourage them, because never stop their questioning attitude. They are children. They are children. But communication skills, social skills, self-management skills all come under this interview. Even though our aim is research and we want to know all what the best interviewer knows, the person interviewed knows, we want to take away, snatch their research skills, snatch their knowledge, we have to develop the other skills also. Another thing is, when you send your students to interview a person, ask the children to verify the identity of that person. Will that person be able to tell you the correct information? There comes your validating data. Can a French teacher tell you the basics of Malayalam grammar? All right. So encourage your children to find out the correct person to interview. All right. And when they are off, let them go prepared. Let them have their notepads and their pencils and their papers. At the same time, etiquette also with them. After interviewing, so this is one where they interviewed a grandma who was not living in a very luxurious house, but they went and interviewed her, and making children interview people in different forms of life, different spheres of life, develops the respect and empathy. They also know it is not your teacher who knows all the questions, not only your parents. This old grandma also has a lot of knowledge. She can tell you what happened in 1940 according to what she remembers. She can tell you how it is to live in a thatched house and how to live with just 20 rupees a day. She can tell you that. She is equally knowledgeable. She might not know English or she might not know your rap songs, but we have to respect the knowledge she has. So, as I said, do not restrict anything to a single concept, a single skill. Look into it in its full entity. Survey, and another apt way to find information. And they love surveys. Okay, now since you have your Google Forms, it is very easy. Okay, but before we had your Google Forms, the children used to have the small dots where they had to tick 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 your yes or no, and then they used to tally it or not. I think it was more interesting that time because they really liked it. But survey is a very very good source to get information. And survey helps if 100 percentage has given you one answer. All right, if 100 percentage of the population has told you this is the answer, then yes, you've hit a jackpot. But if you have a maybe, or if you have a no, if you have 33 percentage saying no, then you have to go into another form of research, another questioning method. All right, you have to tell your children, oh no, we can't take this data. There must be a reason why the 33 percentage told no. Okay, let's do something else. Let's refer books. Or let us, if it is something to do with science, let's do an experiment and find it out ourselves because we need 100 percentage accuracy. So here we are, joining different tools together. This is another technique, RQAE, which I using in my classroom because there was always a question of group research. All right, when we give a group research, we often find out that there is just this one child or two children who do all the research while others sit back and enjoy the fun. How do you make sure that everyone is equally participating in a research, especially in a group research? How do you make sure? So this is one technique. These are anagrams. Each alphabet stands for something. R, Q, A, E. R stands for the readers. Q, the question machine. A, the answering machine. And E, evaluators. You must be wondering, am I talking Greek or Latin or am I talking sense? Okay, I'll tell you. So, as I said, we are going to divide our class into 4 different groups, or one, if it's one small group, we're going to divide that group into smaller groups. In that, the readers will be given a topic where they find out the topic and they read aloud. They only know the topic. For example, it's a digestive system. They are the only ones who's going to read aloud, maybe from the library book, maybe from a journal, maybe from Google. All right, but they are the ones that are going to read aloud and maybe explain while the rest of the group or the rest of the class listens. Okay, next you have the questioning machine. The questioning machine asks questions about what the readers have read. The readers are reading and the question machine is asking questions. They are free to ask related questions. Okay, they are free to ask related questions. And who is going to answer this? The next group, the answering machine. It is not the readers who are going to answer. It is not the questioning machine. It is the answering machine who will answer this. So they have to be good listeners and they also have to comprehend the questions asked. What is the fourth group doing? They are going to check if these answers are correct. So you have your validating information, a very, very important aspect of the research. And for the next activity, maybe the next organ system, if you're doing nervous system, these roles can be reversed. Okay. I always wanted to do this. Coming from, I was in a school which didn't have IB curriculum, and I had to by heart all long essays and poetries, and I always wished I could do what this boy is doing. Just open the pages, cup up information, and just put it here so it goes into my head and I can write it down. I've always wished I could do it, and I hope some of you also share the same views as me. So when this is happening, why am I referring to that is I'm talking about the skill of skimming and scanning. When asked to research, children just tuck 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 tuck. When asked given a passage to read, they just take the third line from the second paragraph and the fourth line from the fifth paragraph and they present it. All right. So to avoid that, ask them this important question: sweetheart, what are you looking for? Ask the child to write down the the W's and H questions. Let the child write it down. Okay. So when he is skimming and scanning, he's looking for these answers. After that, tell them, do not do not look for blindly for keywords or read before line. Keep encouraging this. Do not look for a keyword, blindly look for keywords or read before lines. Read more than one text. All right. Read more than one text. One text, one book, one journal will not have all the answers. There are more books. You can do one more survey. You can have one more interview. You can prepare one more ballot. There is always one more. Don't stop with the first one. Yes, and this is what I was seeking. Try not one. Whatever you're reading, whatever you're doing, do it one more time, and also look for more than one sources. And then compare your answers with your peers. Has he got the same answer? Okay, so your social skills are developed. Have you got the same answer? Is it different? Huh? Why is it different? Oh, I've got an extra point. Let me share it. Okay. Then comes to the most important thing, presentation. If you ask a child to present today, it is going to be on Canva. At least in India, I'm in this place where I am. Canva seems to be the best, the in thing right now, and they all want to do their presentations on Canva. All the cleverer ones want to do it via animation. Encourage them. Encourage them to choose a form of presentation which they like. You're good in drawing, go draw it on a chart. You're good in making models, go do it. Encourage diversity of presentations also. So the topic itself becomes very, very, very important, very interesting. Okay, and you have the child with you throughout. He's not sleeping in between. Okay, you have him because yes, he's got to make this beautiful thing which he likes or she likes. This is a child presenting her research finding through a rap song. Let's go ahead. Let's enjoy rap. Model making. All right. So these are two of my boys making a model of, sorry, I think it was the traffic system. Excuse me. One more time. The transport system. And something they all love, role play. This was a role play of the life of a caterpillar, the life cycle. They just love it. So when you are as important as making the topic, making the inquiry, making the start of the research interesting, making the presentation, the finale equally interesting is also very, very, very important. I'm almost ending my presentation. Yes. And for every presentation, have a checklist. Be it a rap song, be it a model, be it a role play, be it whatever it is, okay, be it a chart paper, have a set of checklist. A self checklist, okay, has the objective been met? Okay, I wanted to know about Jupiter. Did I know all my questions? Are there more than one options to this problem? Okay. Can there be a better drainage system here? Is there any repetitions in my presentation? That is one area we have to take care, because children have a habit of writing and, but, so, and the entire thing is repeated again and again and again and again like an old tape recorder. So that is an area we have to take care so that repetitions are not all around. So, and here we bring down the brevity of the presentation, right? Nobody likes long, boring presentations. Okay. And as every story, every presentation also should have a proper beginning, middle, and end. Be it a role play, be it a rap song. Did you start well, darling? Was the tempo there in the middle? And how did you end? All right. So before the child goes into the real presentation, have a demo presentation. And then academic honesty. Teach them young. From where did you learn? Take it. My daddy told me. So say thanks to daddy. The grandma told me. My Hindi teacher told me. My French teacher told me. I took it from this page of that book. Write it down. Okay. So we have our checklist, and always remember this: an expert in everything was once a beginner. So that is one way of making your research very, very colorful and interesting. With that, I think that's my time, Asnaha. Thank you. Is there any doubt
Yes,
or
Newshi,
any?
can you hear me? I'm
Yes,
audible?
I can. Yes, I can.
All right. So I would like to ask audience participants, do you have any questions for Nushi? Please feel free to ask. She has given her time, valuable time, explaining everything so beautifully. And the real life examples right away from her classrooms. She has left no stone unturned to explain, all the intricacies of research skills, like learning about research skills and learning through research skills. She has explained that how well we can do when it comes to group task. She has explained how these skills are dependent on other skills. Amazing presentation, Nushi. And instead of me saying it, you could see in the chat, and the enthusiasm is too much. They are appreciating all your efforts and amazing presentation. I would like to thank you with small token of appreciation from my end. Just give me a moment. I'm facing a very bad network today. I think this has happened for the first time with me here.
It's okay.
Uh, just let me share the screen if I'm able to.
Yes.
Yeah, it's coming up. Can you see something on screen? Is it coming up?
It's coming. It's circling.
Yes, it's taking time. Okay. Thank you so much. So this is a small token of appreciation, small token of love
Thank you
from
so
all of us.
much.
You're fabulous. And the first thing first, like you were explaining what you have already done. So those ideas were tried, tested, and you were also telling about like what if this did not work, this is what I have done. And you also spoke about the design thinking methodology, and that one was the most simplest one. So there is any beginner who would like to implement it. So that's the first step, right? The 5 step cycle is very difficult. So if you want to start, you can start from there. And it's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that strategy. And that is very well appreciated by the entire group of educators. And yeah, she has mentioned a very valid and important point, how to get rid of Google. Because for this generation, it's all about Google and Canva, rightly said by Newsheet. That if you talk about presentation, they just jump over and go for the PowerPoint presentation or the slideshows. So gone are the days when they think about using the props or using what is available and what is
Exactly.
relevant. They just put up different slides, copy paste images, and it's good to go. This is what I think presentation is. They do not look for the relevance, they do not look for the personalization, they do not look for context. But Newsheet gives a very fabulous example, which we as 21st century educators, think, oh, these are not important. But these are very important, in involving drama skills, involving, looking into the different aspects of presenting. And then she also shared about exploring the different products. Do not rely on one single thing, rather look for, different options. So thank you so much, Newshi, for this amazing presentation. I have something else for all of us. As we all know that World Teachers Day is around the corner. So we have come up with an amazing idea. We found it amazing because when we think about teachers, and we're doing a lot, but if we ask kids in our classroom, there are very few those who say yes, we want to become teachers, they want to become engineers, they want to become doctors. And we have become kind of the last choice, like if we don't have anything, become a teacher. So this particular event is talking about challenge, persuade, and inspire the youngster to step into the field of education. What you need to do, you need to create a small pitch, which can be a role play or a presentation. So I have given many choices, as she said. That yes, there should be choices. So you have different choices, and you need to make a presentation within 3 to 5 minutes, and you need to send it through a form which is coming to you right away in the chat. So, and we would be giving the Wall of Fame certificate to each one of you, because this is not a competition. This is just an appreciation of what all great things we do as educators. And I would love to have different pitches from different educators.
It's a very wonderful idea.
And
I
please do
really,
participate. Yeah, over to you, Newshi. You can conclude in between. I'm sharing the exit ticket, and I'm also sharing the link of this competition. You can carry on, conclude the session. Thank you so much, Newshi.
yeah, thank you for the wonderful, being a wonderful audience. I really wish I could do this session live with you people, because it would have been really interesting. And I did hope that there was not a time lag, but these are not in our hands. I put my email ID out. So if anybody would like to contact me for anything, I'll be ready to help. Okay. And thank you so much. And thank you, Asnaha, for giving me this wonderful opportunity. It's a great honor. And I really enjoyed myself.
It's all about learning from each other. When we
Exactly.
talk
It's
about
learning. What you have
collaboration, when we talk about social skills, this is the best form of learning. Then we learn from each other.
said.
Let's do it instead of just telling it. Let's do it. It's all about that. Yeah, and yeah. So there is a link that you can see in the chat box. That link is for your competition. There's another link that's come. I have put this link. Please save it before we end the session. There's another link that's coming up. This is the exit ticket, right? So I have shared 2 links. The first one is for the competition, where you will be sharing, the links, the videos. So this is the first link which I have just shared, and there are 2 links. The first one is for the competition, and the second one is for today's exit ticket. Thank you so much, Nushi. And yes,
Thank you.
it's all
Pleasure's
about
mine.
learning, gaining perspective. We would love to hear from you again. And as Nushi said, that she's open for collaboration. So get in touch with this wonderful educator, and I'm really amazed by the amount of knowledge you have. And yes, we share a common, interest, and we are so much into making this world a better place, and that is very well endorsed by the IB mission. Thank you so
Thank
much, Nyushi, for sharing your passion, and we all know it was in the air. Thank you so much. Have a great day ahead. Thank you so much, all the wonderful audience. We were
you.
actually
Bye-bye.
learning from you all the way you were motivating, appreciating Nyushi. It was amazing. Thank you so much.
Exactly,
See you
exactly.
tomorrow. We have Kristen coming in tomorrow, and I usually have only one session each week, but this time Kristen is coming and she's going to talk about play. And I can't wait for her session. Thank you so much, Nyushi. Bye bye, everyone.
You're
Have a
welcome.
good day.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you so much. Bye.